This, Ananya, seems to be the story of this election. BJP seems to be losing in the places that it thought were its bastion, but it is gaining in places we still don't know. Will the vote share convert into the number of seats? That's something that needs to be seen. But this is, of course, the big story as things stand. 295 for the NDA, 233 for the India Alliance. The BJP is just gunning on one thing. They want to win 272 on their own and not rely on any of their allies to form the government.
Absolutely, and it's about 11:16 a.m. local time, and it's still too early to say, of course, but that's where things stand, Saleh. And for more on this, we are also being joined by Aditi Phadnis. She's a senior journalist. Miss Phadnis, if I could come you with some numbers, I was just sitting down and comparing, of course, the exit polls that we received over the weekend and how things stand right now. Now, interestingly, every single big pollster had quoted over 350 seats in the exit polls for the NDA bloc. Right now, as we are showing it on our screens, the situation right now is that the NDA has 295, and you can see that is a little over the majority mark that stands at 272. Now, on the other hand, the same pollsters gave the India bloc less than 200 mark. The opposition alliance is standing at 223 right now. I want to ask you, this is an opposite of what happened in 2019 when pollsters underestimated the NDA's clout. What do you make of that?
Well, I don't think in 2019 they underestimated the NDA. The gap between what the exit poll said and what happened, the final result in 2019 was not so big. But let's just wait and see, because right now the counting is going on. Margins of victory at the moment are around 2,500, 3,000 votes. In a Lok Sabha constituency, that is absolutely, minuscule. That doesn't count at all. So we have to wait and see if the numbers will change and who they will favor. If there is indeed the kind of trend that we are seeing in favor of the India Alliance, then it is a historic election, and it underlying is a wave that apparently nobody saw.
Right. I want to take your quick reaction about how we are just getting reports that Smriti Irani is trailing in Amethi. What do you make of that, ma'am?
I would be surprised if she did not win, because she has, done work there. But at the same time, everybody who has ever covered the Amethi election knows Kishori Lal ji quite well. He has held the finger of every reporter who has gone there, and so therefore knows the constituency very well. So I think if Smriti Irani loses this, it will be a big slap in the face of the BJP.
Right, that's going to be a very crucial seat to watch out for, because it was Smriti Irani who had made it very personal in the seat of Amethi, saying that she's the one who went and defeated Rahul Gandhi, and he, of course, is not even contesting from Amethi this time around. But Ms. Phadnis, for the 543 seats for which the election has happened, we've now got the leads and trends for the party-wise across the length and breadth of India. And at this moment, this is a figure which the BJP will look at with a certain level of worry. On its own, not the NDA alliance, but on its own, 238 is what the BJP appears to be leading on its own without any of its allies. That is well short of the 272 mark. How do you think that will be making the BJP top brass feel at this moment?
If this is going to be the final result, and there's a big if, because as I said, at the moment the votes are being counted and the margins by which BJP is losing is 2,300, 2,500 votes. But if this is the trend and this finally converts into actual numbers, if I were the brass of the BJP, I would be extremely worried. Because you will be able to form a government barely with the help of the alliance partners. The alliance partners will demand more and more from you as the price to continue supporting you.
Right.
It will be a pretty dire kind of outcome.
Yeah, coalition politics is not easy for even the best of the politicians to run. But we were talking a little earlier, the last time that I spoke with you, Ms. Phadnis, where I said the Congress, even if it gets, let's say, 30 to 40 seats more, would feel that it is actually in the game. And at this moment, the Congress appears to be leading in 97 seats. The last time round, it won 62. So do you think the Congress at this moment is feeling upbeat only because its tally has gone up by about 30-odd seats?
Absolutely. And I should just remind you that if the Congress is 62 in the outgoing Lok Sabha, it is also a result of by-elections that it has won and so on.
Yeah.
On its own, the Congress was on the verge of being decimated. Its own supporters, the most optimistic of them, were not expecting more than 75 seats. This is what they told us off the record. So if it gets 90 and maybe touches 100, well, it's a fantastic return to power.
Right. Absolutely, indeed, Ms. Phadnis. Thank you very much indeed, ma'am, for joining us again and getting us those insights there. These are some pretty critical moments in this election as things stand. The DMK party's office, this is what the mood looks like. It's completely upbeat. The DMK feels that it has already won the election. The BJP, on the other hand, their party office there'll be nothing but complete silence. But this is how the DMK is celebrating. Remember, the Tamil Nadu politics has changed after the death of J. Jayalalitha and Karunanidhi. It is M.K. Stalin who's, of course, the chief minister there. And the BJP is, of course, hoping that the place that the AIADMK had, they perhaps could make inroads there and occupy that position. This is a crucial moment in these elections. 291 for the NDA, 227 for the India Alliance. This is going right down to the wire, Ananya. For anyone who follows Indian politics, this is as exciting as it gets.
Absolutely, Saleh, and we're just getting some numbers, and we were just talking to Ms. Phadnis as well about how Smriti Irani is trailing in Amethi, and that definitely could be a bummer.
And she's trailing by a fairly big
BJP.
margin.
Exactly, I want to bring in the numbers here. Her rival, Kishori Lal, who's from the Congress party, is leading with 29,400 votes. Now, that is not something Smriti Irani or the BJP or the NDA was actually expecting. Now, again, we want to confirm that these are early trends, and we are yet to see how that pans out. But I would want to quickly go to my colleague Dharamjot Kaur, who has been tracking the politics in Uttar Pradesh. Dharamjot, your reaction?
Well, Ananya, I'm as surprised as you and everybody else is. You know, this is not something that was expected because Uttar Pradesh has been a very strong BJP bastion for the past decade or so. But what we're seeing now is we're seeing the Samajwadi Party, you know, making a comeback, is slowly climbing up the ladder. And at the moment, we have the SP with the Congress in the India bloc crossing over 40 seats as per early trends. And the BJP is still trailing behind at 33, 34 seats with the numbers still switching around. And that's very shocking to see because the BJP, everybody expected the Bharatiya Janata Party to have a very comfortable lead, not just a lead, but also a victory in states of the Hindi heartland. And with Uttar Pradesh bringing the maximum number of seats to the Lok Sabha Parliament, you know, with 80 out of 543 seats that the state represents, Uttar Pradesh alone can make or break the election for any party. So it's very interesting to see that we have a split mandate in the state right now. That is something unprecedented and not expected either by analysts or exit polls or even party members alike. So how this pans out, of course, we still have to see that. Again, like you mentioned, very early numbers at the moment. We could see them changing, you know, over the next couple of hours or so. By afternoon, we will still have a more clear picture in terms of which party takes the cake away in Uttar Pradesh. But I have to point out over here, Ananya, you know, in terms of how the state has voted, even when I was on the ground across all 7 phases when the state went to polls, somewhere along the line, anti-incumbency and, you know, state-specific issues did catch up. So I think that is a factor that is currently playing out as we see a split mandate in UP.
Absolutely, Dharamjot. You make some fair points there. Dharamjot, stay with us. We could quickly go to our correspondent in Chennai. Siddharth, we have been speaking about what could happen in the South Belt, which has been the focus this time throughout all the phases. I want to talk to you about Andhra Pradesh. It seems like the exit polls, that's the only one that they got right.
Yeah, Andhra Pradesh, a very, very interesting case. It seems as though, as per initial leads at this point in time, that things have flipped in Andhra Pradesh completely because last time, you know, it was YSRCP, Jagan Mohan Reddy's party that got 22 out of 25. But this time it appears that NDA is getting, you know, 20 plus out of 25. So completely tables turning in Andhra Pradesh, unexpected, but a huge win for the NDA, which means that effectively NDA's numbers in the south will go up, you know, manifold. this is something very significant for the BJP, given that in several belts in northern India, they're not seeing very encouraging numbers. So a very, very, smart bet by both Chandrababu Naidu of the TDP and of course the BJP and also Janasena party, because even they're doing well in a handful of seats, maybe 2 or 3 seats. So this goes on to show that the NDA has made a formidable choice of alliance partners in Andhra Pradesh. And all things going in favor, it couldn't get better for the NDA from their perspective in Andhra Pradesh. To talk about the other parts of South, even Karnataka quite encouraging. The JDS leading in all 3, even, as far as the BJP is concerned, almost, shall I say, 18 seats, 18 or 17 seats, they're doing well. Congress doing well in about 8 seats. So, of course, BJP needed some, maybe 3 or 4 seats to the Congress as per current data, but it still appears that the BJP continues its run in Karnataka. In Kerala, it appears as though BJP is leading in 2 again initially, and then numbers are keeping on fluctuating. But Kerala again, the consistency continues. It's overwhelmingly a Congress wave in Kerala, and that's also indicated adequately by Rahul Gandhi's decision to continue contesting from Wayanad. So there as well, smooth sailing for Congress. Tamil Nadu, where we are standing, again, the best bet for Congress and India alliance in the south. Out of 39 seats, the largest in the south, they're getting 30 to 35 seats. Celebrations here breaking out at the DMK headquarters. My video journalist Neeraj Patel is just panning the camera and then showing you how things look over here. They're celebrating because whether or not they're forming a government in the center, it's too early to tell. But as a matter of fact, the India alliance here in Tamil Nadu is getting more than 30 seats, maybe 30 to 35 seats out of 39, which is great. They've decimated the state opposition party AIDMK, which is not anywhere to be seen given the kind of clout that they've had in 2014 under J. Jayalalitha. ADMK swept all the seats in the state. In post-J. Jayalalitha era in 2019, DMK swept completely, Congress and DMK swept completely. This time again, DMK Congress almost repeating the same performance. BJP, of course, not performing well in Tamil Nadu. No BJP candidate leading as far as the current data, but there is one NDA candidate who's leading, offering some hope for the BJP that, at least the NDA has established itself here, perhaps. But this is the kind of scenario pretty much across parts of southern India. Even Telangana looks encouraging a direct fight between BJP and Congress, and the state party Bharatiya Rashtra Samiti being edged out. So quite encouraging for the BJP down south. Net,
absolutely.
it appears that BJP's southern India bet is working out.